strategically. I can get it right. I'm gonna go where the winners go. Sailing ain't an option, no, it ain't in my blood.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Beyond the Mic. This is a place where we look at relationships and life, provide a better understanding for both men and women so we can learn and grow together. I want to say thank you, or we want to say thank you to our regular viewers and welcome to our new viewers. We ask you to do what? Like, hit that thumbs up button for us, share, subscribe, and we also like super chats. That one gesture means much to Mondays Beyond the Mic and the Bravo with Sheila Network, as your likes, your super chats also help to push this show further into the YouTube. So we ask you enjoy the content that you just hit that like button for us and tell a friend to tell a friend that tell a friend. All right. So we have a disclaimer. The show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. We share from our personal experiences. And we have rules. There are house rules. There are rules in this house. And what are the rules? Respect, respect, respect. I would like to state if disrespect is displayed in the chat or on the platform, individuals will be silenced and removed from the show. We don't want that. Right? So, how are you, lady?
Hey, good people. What's poppin'? How's everybody? Happy Monday. Happy November.
All right, November is that month. It is that month, Lady Dawn B. We tell people, I think Lady Dawn B and I, we feel like November, in our opinion, on Mondays Beyond the Mind, is the absolute best month of the year. Why? Because we are November, baby. We are 20. So that's how we feel. You may feel different, but if you, yes, clap it up, clap it up.
For November.
That's right. November babies are in the house. So we are going to highlight this month, besides us just being those November babies. November is also caregiving month as well as men's mental health month. So we want to bring those awarenesses as well. But we want you to know the November babies are in the house and we are celebrating all month. In fact, we might take it out to the next month as well. So hey, just understand how we feel about November and beyond.
Exactly.
Let's see who's talking to us in the chat.
Well, oh, look who is in the house.
I'm gonna let you know you have that one. Go ahead.
Hi, Mommy. Welcome in. She says, good evening, beautiful ladies. Have an awesome show. Thank you. We appreciate you. We love you, Mama.
Yes. Thank you, Pastor Rosa. And she said to Ene, she loves her. We love Ene too.
Her and Nate. She is. We all love Ene. She is the greatest moderator to ever do it in these YouTube streets. We don't play about her. We're not playing.
Part. And Sharon Lockley, she said, hello, ladies. Hello. Thank you for joining. And Tiffany says, happy Monday for joining us. We appreciate you. Here we go. Aloha, beautiful ladies. It's been a while. Hope you all are doing well. We are well.
We'll be doing better. Right. When we get to Hawaii, we'll be doing better.
That would have been a nice for November.
Come on, Reginald. Come on.
And Gail Lockley, the Lockley said, good evening, ladies. Good evening. And Tiff, we got two Tiffany's in the building. Tiffany Mayo said, good evening, ladies. Good evening, Tiff. Oh. So, tonight, going to focus on, the topic is bell. And I want to say before we go into the topic, we have all been there, that moment of turns into a battlefield. And I thought about, remember Pat Benatar, love is a battlefield. Sing it. When words become weapons, and silence feels like punishment.
Mm-hmm.
In relationships, the blows don't always come from fists. Sometimes they come from the tongue, the attitude, the neglect, the things we say and do that hit below the belt. Tonight, we're not just talking about the fights, we're talking about the fallouts, the trust that cracks, love that bruises, and the healing that has to happen if we want to move forward. Every relationship gets tested. So I want to that this just this could be friendships, right? This could be romantic relationships. It could be family relationships. But how we respond when the gloves comes off determines how we go strong or drift. So we either gonna go stronger or we're gonna be like go sailing. All right. So let's be real. Let's talk about it. Emotional hits, those unspoken hurts, and the lessons that come from the pain. So this below the belt is where love, honesty, and healing meets in the same ring. What are your thoughts on that, lady?
Ah, see, it's gonna be one of those nights. It's gonna be one of these reform.
Like I said, one of those days
Just one of them days. Yeah, that part.
that a girl goes through. Yes.
Yeah, but this is a good topic. Let's have a good time. We are winding down this year, so it is a good time to cleanse ourselves and preset for how we are going to conduct ourselves next year. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself. So, um, just being mindful, because sometimes what we think is not below the belt is actually like where the kneecaps are. It's that far.
Mm, yeah. I'm like you. I think tonight is definitely, as I said, Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. We're gonna hold up that mirror tonight, and we're gonna have these conversations. And we're gonna ask people, hey, we'll drop the link if people want to come up and have conversations with. But we want to and talk to us in the chat because we know we are not the only. Okay, so lady, let's ask questions and let's see what happens to. Yeah, it's tough. We're gonna see how reformed we really are.
Right, we really gonna see how reformed we are. Yeah, I know that's my word. I'm reformed. Reformed. Still work in progress, but I'm making waves. All right. So, question, and yes, as Dr. E said, chat. Please, these questions are for y'all too. Don't just have us up here telling them. Oh, look! Before right on time.
Yeah, yes. Listen, like I said, we'll drop the link. We want to hear you talking to us in the chat. There are no guests tonight. Hey, Lee. She said, hey, everyone. You are chat, but with us in this together, we're going to get healed, but we're going to have to first put it in so that we can heal from it. So,
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. One more person. Hey.
I think she's trying. I don't know. Beyond the mic family. I don't know. I think Lady Don't Be is trying to stall because these questions are going to
I, I wanted to make sure we agree. I think they trying to stall the conversation. It's not me because once we dig in, we get lost. So I didn't want to. Okay, so I'm not.
Let's just wait. Say hi to Kathy. You brought her up. Hey, Kathy.
Okay, yeah, I'm not with y'all no more chat. I'm not because y'all getting me in trouble. So
Kathy said, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening."
We gonna get into it. So question number one tonight is: have you ever said something in the heat of the moment that changed your relationship? And chat, we want you to chime in. I will read it again. Have you ever said something in the heat of the moment that changed your relationship? What
Wait, let's go back to the chat. Somebody.
Now you want to go back to the chat? Well, why would you need a moment? You need a moment to gather transparency.
I want to say hello to Jeff Lorenzo Williams. Hey, Jeff. He says
Hey,
hello.
How are you? Welcome. You should be on this side. Answer us the questions here, sir.
Listen, if you could drop the link and he can come up and hit that like button. We know you're there. Hit the like button for us, please. And thank you. That thumbs up button if you are unsure. So back to this question that's tight, but it's right. They just come. Hey, my sister. She said, hey, ladies. Another blessed night on Beyond the Mic. I love it. She's rapping.
Come on.
All right. All right. I guess we got to answer some of these questions because, all right.
Put it out there now.
So, chat, help us out. Absolutely. I would say I have, yes, I have said some things in the heat of the moment that changed the relationship. And you realize at the when you said it, or when I said it, I was like, yep, I said it, And for me, it was that moment where I felt like you pushed me in a corner, so to speak. So my sarcasm is at an all-time high. This is before I like to think that I am better. But back then, no filter in terms of going to say what I say, and that's it. So absolutely. It changed the dynamic of the relationship because words do hurt. So yes.
That they do. Uh, yeah, I have.
What had
I,
happened?
what had happened was, and then so now we're here, and yeah, but yes, I have said several things, um, and if I'm being transparent, it's not even. Some of them didn't even come out in the heat of the moment. They came out and created the heat that started the moment. So
Okay.
I have most definitely done that. I've done that part. What
Okay,
about y'all?
chat.
Just us?
Right. Don't leave us out here. Look, we need to drop the link. If we can put the link
We all going down together. We going down together today.
in this together for sure. And it was below the belt. I think, hurt people hurt people. So I hurt. I'm sure you feel the same way at time. So I'm going to say that's the younger version. Um, and definitely the more reckless version. Yeah, we dropped the chat, so you are free to the link. I'm sorry to join us. All right.
Okay, let's
He
see.
said,
Oh,
"Thank you, Cat. More brave soul. Yes, I
I was
have.
getting ready to say we got one brave soul to admit it with us that we have definitely said something in the heat of the moment that has changed. It's the bounce back. It's the difficulty of the bounce back in those moments. It's how do you recover? It's like because once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah." And I think too, if I remember correctly, psychology. For every negative word you have said to someone, I believe it's like 1,000 or 1,500 words to
Wow.
try to help that person forget what was said. So that's a lot of I'm sorry and you agree. You said that one day that changed the dynamics. All right. So only one brave soul was willing to admit. So let's move on.
Okay, I was gonna say I think for me, I don't. I just have to kind of bullet point. I struggle in saying sorry afterwards because I'm not really sorry because I said what I meant. I didn't, my intention is not always to hurt your feelings, but I said what I meant. I meant what I said. So I feel like I'm lying if I say I'm sorry when I said what I meant. It's layered. Y'all pray for me. I'm layered. Okay, I'm layered. All right. So next question: why do we tend? Oh Lord, this is a good one. Why do we tend to attack the person we love the most when we feel hurt or insecure? Now, chat, y'all gonna stop playing tonight. We all gonna get cleaned and healed together. This is a safe space.
Well, I guess while everyone's thinking or um thinking of, oh, Kathy, I
Oh,
have, yes. Bravo with Sheila, drop the link. So if you bold enough to come up, so we're talking below the belt and relationships. And the question was, why do we like to attack the person we love most when we feel hurt or insecure? I would say it's the need for validation. On the insecurity aspect, I think when you're hurt, back to what I said, people hurt people. So because you're close, the person closest to you don't feel that they're going to go anywhere. So you feel you can say certain things or you can do certain things, and they're not going to leave. Opposed to strangers, and you'll see people like, "Wow, you nice to people outside, smiling and all that," but as soon as you get home, you hate everything about everything. So I think that's a big part of it. What do you
okay.
your thought?
Um, I honestly think we do it because we know to some degree that they will not clap back. You know, that most often that they're not going to attack us back. And even if they do, their responses are a bit different. It's not as harsh. They will sometimes guard their responses in a way that we don't, in that time. So it's kind of like taking advantage of that safe space. And now you've made it unsafe,
Wow.
because here we come with, well, I'll speak for myself. Here I come with my toxicity, and I'm reformed. I'm reformed. Okay. But um, I also think it's because it is our safe space, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So I can say what I want to say. I can say what I need to say here. I can, and it's like, I'm sorry if you caught a stray, but, just how I'm feeling, where else am I supposed to let it out? But we do have to be more conscious and cognizant of how we move in those spaces. But, again, I'm reformed now, so I mind my mouth a little bit. But let's see. I think we have some people in the chat. Y'all not chatting really.
Well, Kathy did say something. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Johnny says familiarity breeds content. Absolutely. Thank you, John, for being a brave soul.
Let's
And then
see.
Kathy says home is a safe place. Um, and she's finishing out her comment that they will forgive you faster than outsiders. That's true. Because you like, to your earlier point, like, all right, I can say this here, they love me. And especially if you are the one taking care of the people in the house, they're kind of like, where you going? So you just going to take it because I said it because you need me. And I think that's the wrong approach. But I do think that's one of the reasons why it happens because some people take it out on their kids, where their kids live.
That's true.
Some people take it out on their spouses or significant other because they feel like there's a level of dependency. So you're not going to go but so far.
And I think also when we do that, one of the things we have to keep in mind is that with that mindset and with that action, you do more damage at home,
Mm-hmm.
you know, when that happens than you do outside. Because while they may forgive you at home, or forgive you faster, it's not easy to get back into that space with them because now, there's an offense. Sometimes it could be trust is broken. You see people feeling like you have a disregard for their feelings. No one wants to be your punching bag. All of these things that we've now created a greater issue. We brought a bigger issue into our dynamic. So while they may be faster to forgive to try to repair the relationship, the depth
Mm-hmm.
of the damage that's done, I think, is greater because it is family. Friends, you can kind of, like if I don't see you, it's easy for me to forgive you and go on about my business because I may not see you for another 3 weeks. But with family, I gotta see you tomorrow, or even later today. We gotta sit at the table together. It's a little hard asking people to pass the peas that you just, just told them off. I ain't passing you nothing. I might throw it across.
I think it's funny you say that. Think about, I mean, we're in this wonderful month of November, Thanksgiving. How many people say things when people, family members, they're coming over to your house, or, oh, just all kind of sarcasm that you hear as people are sitting at the table or people are coming in. And, especially I say in our culture, you come, oh, skinny, oh, you get, like, we say all kinds of things. Or you gain so much. We just could say some stuff.
Ma'am, we say that we do. And just free about it and just okay with it.
And
And
then
just
expect you to pass the peas.
feel like we're out of peas. There's no more peas. There's no peas for you.
Right.
No peas, no biscuits, no cornbread.
Tiffany said because they're closest. And then she also says, um, what did she say? We don't have any coping skills and take it out on whoever and however. That's so true. And this we have to learn. We have to learn how to not attack the people that are closest to us, and learn, have our own emotional intelligence. So that's a big piece of it, because it's self-awareness, understanding your triggers. That's a big piece of us maturing, or in the words of Lady being reformed. So, lady, let's take it to, I think this here will land it a little bit for us.
Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, we got one more comment before we.
Kathy says, you are totally correct. Thank God it did not take me long to understand that home is where I'm supposed to have my peace. Yeah, because a lot of times the homes are in pieces, not at peace.
Right. That part.
And it's crazy because some people live by themselves and it ain't even peaceful. But that's another story. Okay, go ahead.
That's the war within your members, right? That's a whole nother. You got to go across the street to the ministry network to get some help on that. So, all right. So, next question. Another good one. Here we go. This is such a truth telling. Monday night is what happens. Um,
Wait, could you read? Put up John's comment. He's talking about Thanksgiving. Who these nasty things? They ain't no coming back.
you're right.
Bring things. We were like, wait, who made the potato salad? They got ribs of potatoes. Okay.
Who? No, you didn't. But that part, okay, right? We gonna leave the peas. No, nobody. There ain't gonna be no peas this year. Nobody's table. The peas cause a fight. So I don't know what's happening today, but we can. Next question is: what are some low blows that people might not realize are harmful? For example, bringing up the past issues, past business, past information, um, ignoring your partner. Oh, this one is a little okay. Silent treatment. That's my struggle area right there. And sarcasm. What are some low blows that people might not realize are harmful aside from it? Dr. E, did any of these resonate with you?
Oh, absolutely. Especially that last one, sarcasm. Sarcasm. I think I have a PhD in sarcasm.
Okay.
I don't have to think about it. And the thing about sarcasm, when you have done it for so long, it just pops into your head and you didn't even really have to think about it. It just lands there and it's like, boom, it's it's like your weapon of war. Like you say something, I'm good with the words. Um, and then I could also do, if I look at this, I may not bring up the past, but I can ignore.
Mm.
And I think a part of that probably leads to me being an introvert. Well, I guess I'm an ambivert, but being an introvert is quiet. You know, I can ignore you, which I think leads into the silent treatment. So yeah, I think I have 2, 3, and 4. I need help.
Now I've seen I have experienced. I'm the sweetest. It's a classic moment. My life is fulfilled. So
Yes, Dawn has witnessed me.
she had no
I
idea.
guess ignoring. Is that ignoring? I guess that was because it wasn't the silent treatment. So it was
No,
more of
it
ignoring.
was a shutdown.
Yeah.
It was the smoothest, sweetest, but so hard. Turned the corner, and we're the same person. So I knew for all I did was I said, "Let me get my bag. It's time to go." I was like, "I'm with her. We need to get."
Yeah.
So, chat. Do any of these resonate with you, or are there any other low blows that you can think of that, again, that you might not realize are harmful? Because I can relate to the sarcasm part. Well, I can relate to a few of these, but growing up, my dad was very sarcastic. So it became a norm of how we communicated. So when it's your norm and then you go outside into the real world, like you just talking, you doing what you do, not realizing that to someone else it's sarcasm, and to you is I'm just responding, speaking my mind, doing all the things. So I had to learn how to bite my tongue a little bit or think a little bit more when I say it, but that's not even really helpful because in my mind it still sounds right, because this is what I hear. But this is where you have to learn, I guess, in a sense, as you talk about, like it's a form of code switching in a sense, to shift your conversation so that you are properly communicating with your audience that you are with it at that time without being sarcastic. But sarcasm just rolls off like, naturally saying my name. But I am stone cold good at the silent treatment. I will shut down in a millisecond and act like you never existed. I'm reformed.
Sometimes. No.
That's true. It's not. I'm conscious of it now. So I guess I have selective silent treatment. Maybe that's.
Okay. We need the experts to come on and talk about that.
Mm.
So let's come on, chat. Like I said, if you hear, hit those thumbs up, let us know. So let's move into communication, right? I think we have to understand, what does a fair look like in a healthy relationship? And it's just, again, husband, wife, or it could be in a friendship. What does a healthy, fair fight look like? What would you say?
I think of healthy, fair fight in any relationship looks like truth shared in love, not told, because we tend to put an attitude, as we speak plain, we put some stank on it when we telling people stuff, you know. Um, but when we share a truth in love, that is a fair fight. When we are transparent about our feelings, and I think one of the main thing is stick to the issue, stick to what it's about. It becomes unfair when we start diverting onto other things, instead of sticking to the main thing. Let the main thing be the main thing, that way you can deal with whatever it is. And don't deflect. Don't do
Mm.
well, you do it too. I don't think that's a fair fight. Those are my main things when it comes to fighting fairly, and
Okay.
apologize
All right.
sincerely.
Well, they're talking in the chat. Let's see what they have to say.
Oh, let me find out. Theo, you need to be over here or talking in the chat too. Come on, Coach C. Coach T, tell us what you think.
So John says and John's also a November baby. So he says my sarcasm has
Come on.
gotten me in trouble with past partners. I'm not a mean person, so I've never been malicious. I just got a smart mouth.
It
Like
is what
that
it
part.
is. Come on home, John. Come on home. It's our season.
So Tiffany says leaving and out. Okay. All right. Jeffrey says, or Jeff, he is holding yourself accountable and showing how you contribute to the project. That's been, and he also said, don't listen to respond, listen to hear what's being said. And again, that goes to me back to emotional intelligence, that goes back to understanding your partner, and it also goes back to not wanting to always, you don't win, you want peace. Because I think to your earlier point, when we start talking, oh, well, this, well, but remember when you did that, it's about winning.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about resolve. I need to win.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point, and I've shared this before, that I'm no longer at a place where I want to be right. I want to get it right. And
I like
I
that.
love what Jeffrey said about not responding to, don't listen to respond, listen to hear what's being said. And in that, one of the fair ways I've learned how to fight is by saying to whatever, wait, if I got to write it down as they talking, what my feelings are, I'll write it down. But I will always come back and say, so what I heard you say was, and repeat what I heard, just so that if I'm misunderstanding, you can correct me. And if not, then I can continue with where I'm at, because I find that helps to diffuse a lot of the emotion or frustration so that we can actually get to the communication part. So, see, I
Okay.
told you I'm reformed. I'm learning.
All right. So Kathy said, I am also a November baby. Woo woo to the November babies. All right. If you missed it earlier, we got both November babies, and we just said, in our opinion, and since it's our show, that November is the best month of the
It
year.
is what it is. And Pastor Sheila's a November baby too. See,
That's
so we
right.
can just on lock, y'all.
So John says one thing I have and caps noticed with women is that
Uh-oh.
they go dark or silent when confronted with logic and reason. John, who you've been talking to, but we go some women. All right.
We're gonna
Right.
let
So let's go here. Why is it so hard to apologize when we know we've gone too far?
part of the answer is in the question. Because we have gone too far. That is, so sometimes you get too far out, you way too in the deep. You don't even know how to get back. You just don't know how. Um, and that is the key with that is gauge yourself. Just um, do it like you're doing a 3-man race, where you're passing the baton. You got checking points. Don't just launch out into the deep. But I think that it is really hard for us to apologize when we know we've gone too far. And I agree with the comments in the chat that it is a place of pride. But sometimes we're embarrassed. There's a degree of embarrassment after you have come back to yourself and like, wow, I really went there and stayed there and I liked it there. And sometimes again, like for me, I think I don't struggle with it. I'm just learning how to pivot with it a little bit of I mean what I say, so I'm intentional about my words. So it is hard for me to to apologize for something that I meant. I may apologize for the way I said it, but when I know I've gone too far, I just gotta, I just gotta swallow it. I just gotta take it. I had to take the L on that.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's hard to apologize in my mind is because I probably feel at that point you pushed me and I because I know my temperament it's kind of like okay, but you keep pushing. It's like you keep poking the bear and then all of a sudden you don't like the response from the bear and I'm like, but I tried to tell you to leave me alone. And I do agree with my sister. She said pride. Because at that point you're like, well, for me, I'd be like, I told you, I warned you, I tried, I said nothing, but you kept going. So it's almost this way of um, pushing you away
Mm-hmm.
so that I can have space, and that too far is mentally saying, I know if I say it, because to your point, I meant it, but it's also I went too far. And sometimes I think we go too far. We feel like I don't want this relationship anyway.
Oh, when you don't care, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because and it doesn't even have to be again a romantic relationship. It could be a relationship with friends, family members, whatever. You like, I really don't care about this relationship anymore because maybe you feel like they've gone too far. So you like, I'm a match. And I hate to say that people say I'm a match energies. Um, but you may match the energy at that moment because you're done. You don't even care what happens.
Right. It's the I'm gonna give you what you want because you asked for it. Like,
Right. So
and
let's
now your plate is too full, right? Now your plate is too full. Oh
oh,
Lord,
really, John? Women apologizing. I was like unicorns. Okay.
we do, we do. See, look, watch this. John, we are so sorry for every woman that did not apologize to you for their wrongdoing. See that? You see how that? See that? How's that feel? Is that okay? We can.
And I'm going to be just the opposite and say it was probably his sarcasm why he won't give an apology. But I'm sorry. I digress. I digress. All
We
right.
must balance here. We must balance. Usually our roles are reversed. She's usually good cop. I'm usually bad cop, but it's okay. It's our month. We can do what we want.
So Lee said the silent treatment and sarcasm are both things that can be used as tactic to hurt people. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's go here. Um, oh, I'm sorry. What did John say? What sorcery is?
We believe we are reformed women here, John. It's no sorcery. We believe in apologies when they are warranted.
So let's kind of go down a little bit and talk about the emotional and spiritual impact, right? Because I think when we're talking about below the belt, there is an impact that happens
So
in these relationships. So I'm gonna start with that first question. How do words spoken in anger affect emotional intimacy and trust?
another good one.
Please.
Yeah, very heavily, very heavily, because you can send a person back. You can cause a person to regress. Like I said, we all have triggers. We all have some unhealed spaces, and depending on where that blow hits, um, it can send a person back years in their journey work that they have, done to get to this place. Um, and then you don't want, because the trust is now broken, because the offense has been there, you don't want to, it's unsafe. Now that safe space is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the problem with that then becomes, then we try to, this is where the apology comes in, and we're trying to rebuild the space that is broken. Once that particular space is broken, you cannot rebuild that. And I wouldn't even recommend that you rebuild it, because it's now that's become a trigger. Now you
Mhm.
have to try to develop a new normal, or a different. We have to exist outside of what was. Because if we go back to what was, we see where there's a potential for a breach, and now I don't feel secure anymore. Now we have to build a new fort of trust.
Mhm.
Um, it's a lot of work and a lot of heavy work that goes in to it when words are spoken in anger, and they can destroy, not just affect, but destroy emotional intimacy and trust. And this is where it leads to people going to look for safety in other places, other people, men, women, friends, and that's not what you want.
And I think it's going back to remember when we were kids and they would say sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never harm you. And that's so not true. Words hurt. And if someone that, to your point, that was your safe space takes something that you shared or that they know about you that is intimate and uses it against you, then now you have been re traumatized all over again because they used it, to your point, as a weapon and not to protect you and understanding your area of vulnerability.
I agree. I
You
agree.
know, so
Look who's in the building. Welcome, Paris.
hey, Paris, she said triggers or rem- reminders of their ex, total turnoffs.
Yeah, it'll send you back. Because now you become just like him, or you become just like her. The very person, the very thing that I separated from, now you've brought into this space. And so now this is where you get people who, like, I hate all women, or I hate all men. There's just no good ones out there, because we have now
Or better
reopened.
yet, what do they say? All men are dogs. And you know what I say, right? No, all men are not dogs. If you stop putting out kibbles and bits, you'll stop getting dogs. But anyway,
There goes that. That one's for free, y'all.
yeah. So John says precisely why emotional intelligence and maturity is so important. Words spoken in anger can completely change the dynamic of a relationship. The damage is irreparable. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Totally agreed.
Paris says, what I realize, it is a power play, right? And sometimes I think if somebody really, and I'm really loves you and really cares about you, they're going to hold, and whether this is in a, romantic relationship or friendship, even if the relationship goes south, their love and respect for you would be enough that they still would not misplace that trust.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can say transparent moment when I was married, which is why I'm not now. Um, one of them is that my husband at the time would always find the worst things to bring up, like, and just constantly, like, intentionally to inflict harm,
Mhm.
intentionally. And I would not even, and I have to say it was God, really, who would just be like, don't, just tell me, don't spew venom, because I know my mouth and I know what I could say. I know what I could use. And when I say what I wanted to say, I'm like, it's gonna shatter your soul. Like, you ain't gonna be able to come back from this. Like,
Right.
you're sitting in the corner of your closet for the rest of your life.
In the
Talk to
fetal
yourself.
position, but okay.
Absolutely. With that one long tear coming out the side of your eye, just running
Like
like
glory. Denzel Washington in glory. I got you.
you know, um, but I had to learn, like, there are just, in all relationships, there are just certain words and certain things that are just not in my vocabulary to use when it comes to you. So there's just certain things that I'm just never going to say, which refers to that respect, like you're talking about, in that regard that you're talking about. Like, it's just, I don't want to say so much that it's not in me, but it is not in me for you. I don't equate these words with you. And
Hmm.
that's one thing I think we have to really start to think about as we are going through these relationship dynamics is that should never be able to come out of your mouth towards me. Certain things was just like, who are you talking to, my friend? Like, what? I am not her on the corner. Like, what are we doing? you know but we had to learn I had to learn, really, that, like, I know you're hurt, and I'm not going to, for whatever reasons you are, I'm just not going to inflict that back on you, because it's not going to solve it. It's not going to fix it. You got to fix that. So sometimes people are spewing out, venom, because of their unhealed hurt and traumas, and they don't know how to handle the healed, because misery loves company. So that's my little share in between.
Okay. So Paris says when you no longer give them your power and don't react, you know you're done. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna ask this question and then we'll switch and you can ask questions. How does forgiveness and grace show up when the pain feels personal? I think you spoke to that when you said what you said. I said you forgave, but you gave grace.
Well, I gave grace.
Right.
Forgiveness came later. It came out after that paper was filed and I had my freedom. I was like, I'm going to forgive you because I do not wish to carry this dead man, this extra weight, in my back, in my heart, or in my life. Like, so I had to forgive,
Okay.
but it was all grace before that. It was all grace. And not my grace. It was really God.
So I guess it would be fair to say we probably give grace before we give forgiveness.
I know I did. I had to. Yeah, I don't think that I would have been able to give forgiveness first. I didn't have it in me, honestly. I had to, that meme that goes around finding it. I'm finding that's how I was finding it. Because when the pain feels personal, how do you get that out of you? How do you, because now you have to go back and do some other work. Now I have to suture, my own wounds, because I can't trust you to do it. And that healing takes time. So grace definitely has to, and prayer. So yeah, grace came for me before forgiveness. I don't know.
Well, let's read some comments. Rochelle, hey Rochelle, thank you for joining us. She says, I agree. People who hurt have usually been hurt. Unfortunately, it is usually denied or they don't want to talk about their pain. I agree with that. Yeah. In Paris, she says, I think so. Grace before forgiveness. Yeah. I mean, I can think about, being married and even after I got divorced, like learning, I was over the marriage, right? So I was like, I don't care. But I think when it came to things with my children, that was the harder part for me to forgive, if I could be completely honest. Because I was like, I'm an adult. I don't care, whatever. But when I looked at our children, I had a different mindset of like, we should care about what's happening with our kids, regardless of what happened between us. So I think in that area, especially when they were younger, that was a hard place for me to forgive. Now I'm fine, but then not so much.
I didn't have it. Had to go find it.
Yeah. Paris says that must be harder in a marriage than a friendship or dating. Never thought about it. I would say even in a friendship, like if you've had friends and then all of a sudden something happens, there's still that area of like, wow, going back to if you shared something with someone and because you guys are no longer friends, they then took that information and used it against you. I think that's hard for the forgiveness because my thing is, and this is my thought, the spirit in which you said it and the spirit in which I was in, which is the spirit in which I keep it. It's like gift giving. If I gave you a car, I don't want the car back because when I give it to you, the spirit in which I gave it to you, I wanted you to have it. So that's when, as they say, the people who like to give you things and then take it back, that's about, Give me anything you want to take back because I'm gonna throw it back at you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I digress. So, uh,
No, good. Just listen. You're helping all of us. You're helping all of us. Because I agree. I mean, it is. It's different levels. There's a different relationships, but your depth of caring and trust is really regardless. As to whether it's husband, friend, like you said, family. It's the breach that's been broken.
all
That's
right.
hard to get back
Theo
from.
said, Coach Theo said, grace, empathy, forgiveness. Okay. And she also said the empathy came with the reform me. Right. And I think it's being honest with ourselves and being able to say, you know what, you hurt me. Because I think a lot of times we don't say it. Well, like, I'm fine, and I've said it before. We are the queen of whatever. I'm good when I'm not good. I'm not fine. And I say those things as a form of protecting myself and not wanting to be vulnerable and say, you really hurt me when you said X, Y, and Z.
That is good. That is a good point, and I think some of us need to breathe on that because I know I was that way. I would never let you know you hurt me. What? You will not get the satisfaction. I will go cry by myself, but I will not shed a tear in front of you. And sometimes, and that becomes a form of pride, or that is a form of pride as well. Um, and it probably could have saved or repaired a lot of relationships. Well, some relationships, if I had been able to say,
Mhm.
like, when you did this hurt. When you said that, that the kiki wasn't the kiki. So I love that point.
And Paris,
Oh,
we're going to read Paris's comment. She says, laugh out loud. You could throw a car. Impressive. Yeah, listen, when adrenaline is kicking, you never know what might happen. You never know.
don't play with Dr. E, okay? She's that girl.
Rochelle said, too often we do not let it be known when we've been hurt. I'm guilty. I think most of us are. I think that is something that we've learned to protect ourselves. Um, I remember my ex-husband would say about me, he's like, you're like Transformers, like you put up the shield, the wall. And that was my form of protection, right? I went from the car to Bumblebee. I was like, you won't do that. I'm going to transform to protect me at all costs. Um, I'm gonna say this. I feel like now I'm in my soft girl era, where I'm like, all right,
Mm.
this is how I feel, take it or leave it. I don't care. I'm gonna tell you. Where before that would have never, you'd had to guess. It would be like playing taboo. Time is running out. Anyway.
I'm here for it all. Oh, okay, wait a minute. I done lost my place
So
now.
Rochelle, she says, we're not gonna say my old, I just said my old age. We're gonna say your seasoned age has set you free. I've learned to say it with grace and not feel guilty about saying it. And I think there is something about as we get older, we're like, look, I don't have time. Let me say it nicely so that people are clear about how I feel. I know my mentor used to say this. He used to say, you could be firm but polite. Or he still says it. You can be firm but polite. So
I'm with you. At this big old age, that's my thing.
John says, I don't know if that is about my soft girl era or not. I'm not sure. But anyway, moving along.
Again,
Paris says,
another level of sorcery.
yeah, I have had a friend tell me I hurt her, but she told her mother and not me. Mom flipped on me and she almost got it, but we worked it out. Okay, she fighting mamas. I'm lifting chairs and she fighting parents. I got you. Okay.
That one.
Cars. Sorry, I'm flipping cars. All right. Come on, they in the comment. I hope you're hitting this like button as we're talking through this. Theo says, you would not know you hurt me in the past. As I've matured, I have let my guard down and more vulnerable. And I think that's it. And that's when I say, like, more in that soft girl era when you're like, I don't have to be tough. I can say I'm hurting right now. You hurt my feelings. I didn't like it, and be okay with telling you how I feel.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna share that much vulnerability, but I'm gonna be real honest. You might not get the vulnerability, but you're gonna get the honesty. What? Yeah, I'll just start. So if I'm walking around and you just hear me like yell out, "Ouch!" it's because something you hurt. I'm just saying, and I'm gonna let you know. But I
Okay.
guess that's the degree of vulnerability. Yeah, man.
Well,
Me.
I would say, Lady Dawn, let's ask this, if you can, the final question for tonight.
I would love to. All right, y'all. Here we go. What's one thing you've learned about yourself from a painful relationship experience? What's one thing you learned about yourself? Don't slow down now, chat. You learned about yourself from a painful relationship experience. What say you, Dr. E?
Um, the one thing I've learned from a painful relationship experience, I think, wow, such a great question. Um, I learned that I can become numb.
Hmm.
I learned that I was numb, or I numbed myself from the emotional aspect. So I could go to dinner with you. I could, talk to you. I could, but I felt absolutely nothing. And having to recognize that and work on that I could be like, it's okay to have feelings. It's okay, because in my mind, the last time I had feelings, this is what happened. So I think that was it. I went from being numb, recognizing, because if you had told me, I would have been like, absolutely not, I'm not numb. And later on, I was like, absolutely, you are numb. You feel nothing. Uh, to being open. I would say being open to love again. So that's what I learned.
All right, the bounce back. Okay, got you. Yeah, I think for me, I've learned that I'm resilient. The resilience, the ability to bounce back from some of the worst pains, um, and still be able to get up. I don't want to say and act like it never happened, but like you said, to go forward into loving and being open. And this is where vulnerability comes in for me. To be willing to try again, because sometimes, or try new, because I ain't trying that again. I'm not trying to perfect that, but um, it's that bounce back that you can bounce back, that I can bounce back from just about anything, just like a phoenix, you rise from the ashes, you know, come out stronger. And every time, that's just what it is. So that's mine.
Okay.
Oh
Let's see what
goodness,
they're talking in the chat. John says that I can be hurt. Hadn't believed that before. Okay.
that's a good one.
And Mike is in the building. He says, when it's over, you know it's over, and bow out gracefully. Okay.
Acceptance. All right.
Theo said, my voice matters and I need to love myself first. Okay.
And come outside, Theo. Um,
uh, Paris says, at the time I learned I can shred you with the word of God, and my anger ran deeper than I thought. I have matured. Thank God. She says, shred you with the word of God. So she used the Bible to beat you down. All
that's
right.
my Paris. That is my Paris. I love her.
Rochelle said, it pays to talk and listen and have expectations that are reasonable. It's okay for them to be themselves and not fake who they are. I enjoy people who are not patronizing. So, yeah, I think that's the Bible. Theo
Okay.
out there. I'm not
Or is
sure.
that the door, Theo? Are you opening the door or are you closing the door? What are we doing with the door, Theo? Let's see.
Okay. And Corey talking about I came late. I was in the gym trying to keep my girlish figure. Okay, Corey. All right. Oh, and Theo said that was the
Okay.
door. That's the door. Okay. So okay, they are talking.
Oh,
So Kathy says, I've learned that the hurt is painful and it takes time to heal, whether I am the receiver or the giver. All right. All right. And Theo said the door is cracked.
that's progress.
All right.
We're gonna give it this progress.
Gonna come outside. So Paris says, I realize boundaries are needed. Not everyone needs to know everything about you. I am a bit guarded. Okay. And the first thing is to know thyself, right? And Big Sis, she says, I've learned not to take everything personal. And I think that that's a great thing, you know. And then what's the lesson I need to learn as a result of? All
Definitely.
right. And John, we thank you for saying this. Before we leave, you make sure we go out and vote. If you have not already, I have already cast my ballot in the state of NJ. So yes, we want to make sure um, we vote. And Paris said, let's get this comment in. Paris says, I don't know Corey, but I'm concerned about his figure.
He's keeping it girlish, so he's all right. He's okay. He's okay. He's working it out. He said he's working it out.
Okay, let's make sure we hit that thumbs up button. So as we come to a close, I want to say this. Love, sometimes love gets hit below the belt, but love learns how to heal, not to hurt. When we choose understanding over we give our relationships a fighting chance to grow stronger than the blows that have been thrown. On that note, we want to say good night. Thank you. And we want to be better at not hitting below the belt, especially at this big old age. And as it was stated earlier, go out and vote because people died for the right for us to vote. And if voting was not important, they would not be trying to take the rights away from people. So do your civic duty and go out and vote. So have a great night and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Good night.
I do